just levitate.
Okay guys, as you guys can see here, we have the official images on the left and the so-called official final product on the right. So let's see, let's check out the differences, because I already talked about this guy, and let's check out the difference here. Now right off the bat, of course, we gotta talk about the color. Yes, as you guys can see, these parts here are supposed to be white. They made them red on this one. Why, we don't know. We have never seen it with the reds, just with the whites. We don't know if that is a factory defect or is one of their changes. We don't have that information, sadly, but we do know a few things. Now, starting right off, I can tell you, as you guys can see, this little line here is this line here. This happens when you extend the app crunch, where you know, if you move it up, it's gonna reveal more of that. So that is why it's like that. Now, the other thing here are the shoulder pads, of course. You can see that these ones go here and then they go circle, while on this one they have a little shape here and they do not go circle. You know, it's still on top of the actual shoulder, basically showing you that that's how you remove that part, so you can put the blades coming out, you know, the hilts of the Kaiser swords. Now that is interesting. Why did they change that? Could this be an error? Obviously, I'm always gonna say that it's gonna have, you know, it might be a defect, because the thing is, we don't know. Nobody knows, you know. Nobody knows that besides Blitzway, and we haven't gotten any official word from them. So it could be just that, or maybe another thing is, the thing today is that we don't have pictures of this thing from the side. The thing is that it could just be that maybe they made it so you can have them fold them down and then you can fold them up. Maybe we haven't seen that. It could be, it could not be. We'll have to wait and see. The other thing is, let's see. Oh yeah, this little chest area. So you guys can see here how it has the line hitting it, and you see the line. Now the line is here. You can see it here. It's right there. The thing is that this guy is kind of like the Cybertruck. You know how the Cybertruck, you see the angles, and you see it from one side and it looks really striking from one side, and then you see it from the other angle, it doesn't look that good. I don't know if you have seen one in real life compared to the videos, then you know what I'm talking about. I think that's the same thing here. You know, the way the light's hitting it, the way the camera is angled, you can see how, you can see the line, and you can see, oh yeah, that's a little angle. While here it looks flat, but it's actually not. It's just the light not hitting it properly here. So that is very interesting, and sadly, you know, this camera that they use isn't that good. So let's see what else we have here. Obviously the arms pretty much look the same. Here, these little channels here look a little bit bigger, but again, the ones here are on an angle. And it looks like the heat sinks on these ones are a little bit closer to the actual chest, you know, a little bit up to this part here, while these ones are a little bit lower. But maybe they do have articulation and they move around. That could be possible, but they do that. The legs, well, this midsection, let's talk about this midsection. Because the thing is, you can see how this one kind of like has this shape here, and it looks kind of striking. Now you can see this little shape here, Well, this one has it, but it looks a little bit bulkier. Now that's probably because, you know, we're further away, there's not really a good amount of light, but you can kind of see the lines here, you know, that form this little part here. Now the colors, at least here in this midsection, man, it's just difficult. These pictures are just so bad. Like, you can see where the cut is here for the waist, and you can see those big joints here. So at least for the waist side, that's pretty good. We can't see it from this side here, so I cannot say for the side skirts, but the legs look pretty much identical. You can see pretty much the same thing, which is pretty good. And you have the little gold parts here, got them here as well. Now when you come to this part here, the legs, I think the legs have the same problem that I was talking about this mech section. The thing is, remember, this thing is all black. Not all the cameras out there are good with black colors, especially pure black. And the thing is, even with it being so black, you can still see some of the gold. You can see the gold colors that go here. You can see the gold colors here and here, and a little bit here. Now this part here looks gray, well, as you guys can see here, it looks sunken, but again, that could just be this camera doing some pixel binding and basically going like, if you don't know what pixel binding is, it's pretty much, okay, it happens a lot. Your iPhone, if you have an iPhone, it does it all the time, and Apple says it's amazing, it's wonderful. No, it's a piece of crap. Okay, does pixel binding, what it does is this. Okay, let's say you have a square here, a four space square. Okay, and it's supposed to be, here's a perfect sample. Look, it's supposed to be red, dark red, red, dark red. Well, pixel binding will go, I know it's red and dark red, but I don't want to do that, so I can pixel bind, so dark red or just red, so it's not gonna look perfect. And when it comes to this part here, the sense of depth, because we can see these ones pretty good, but the only thing, as you guys can see here, check it out, these parts here, you see how they look like they're coming out, but they're actually not. You can see it clearly here. You can see a little bit of depth here while you can't see it here. That's because of the lighting. And I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here in this part here, that instead of being like this, it's just showing up like this when it's supposed to be sunken. So that's pretty much what's going on there. The feet look pretty much the same, so that pretty much does it for the front. I gotta say the hands look the same on the closed face, at least. The little gold parts here for the wrist as well. The scrander, besides this part, it looks pretty darn good, especially here. We can compare this part here, which is the one that you can really see a lot more. Remember, this one has it open, so they're open here, the wings are open, and this one is where they're closed. And let's see, well, I'll give you guys a better look. Don't worry, I have more pictures, don't worry, it's not just that. So let's move on. But so far so good, so far so good. Okay, now we have a more blown up image, so we can see how it looks from the side here. See how it doesn't look half the angle anymore on this part? Yeah, and you see how they look smaller here instead of the front. This is why this guy, you're gonna know if the person reviewing it knows a lot about it, because if they're doing a good job in the review, you know why? Because this swing is gonna have a lot of angles. And if the person doesn't do a lot of poses, you're pretty much gonna be ending up with that review that looks like this, and you're like gonna be like, oh man, that freaking sucks. when actually, if you have a good angle, or you show it from multiple angles, you're gonna get something like this, obviously. Something that looks that good. Now it looks like the knees, yeah, the knees are the same. The little channel there is there. And again, see how from this side it looks really sunken, but of course here from the front it's not. So that's what it looks like there. And see, the shoulders is this part. See how it's raised up even from the side? Like, can't see it here. Like, that's the thing that I'm really griping here. Like, what's going on, right? Get to see a little bit more of the inside of the wing of that gold color, because this one's open and this one is closed. These ones are fully open, so it's gonna look like that. So far so good. So far so good. Remember that this part here gonna look like this. And the other thing, I know why people are gonna say the face. Yeah, the face is really dark because the forehead actually comes up a little bit. And I don't know if you guys have had this problem with Gundams, but I got the Wing Gundam Zero, the EW Verka, right? That one, that Gundam, compared to the other Gundams, doesn't really show his eyes that much, and it's because the forehead is a little bit too forward, so the shadow that it casts, it hides it. So you have to have a light hitting it directly for you to be able to see those eyes, unlike something like my Zeta Gundam, which has a flat face where any little bit of light hits the eyes and reflects off it, and it looks great. And again, I don't know why they changed the colors here. It could, you know, it could just be plastic that it has over it and you just have to remove it. Maybe that's the same thing here. Maybe there's some plastic that you have to remove somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, there's some protective plastic that you have to remove on some places, and that's gonna change the color a bit. And by the way, if you're thinking, oh, Zero, that doesn't happen. Actually, it does happen. I know quite a few people that bought new iPads and they were using the iPads without removing the protective film they came in. When they did the clear ones, because now they're doing like, I don't know if the iPads still do it, but at least with the Macs, with the laptops, they do the, you know, the little transparent, but it's not the frosted ones, and so people know, hey, I have to remove this. But I know people that at least the iPads, when it came with the plastic one, the clear one, I know people that were using them like that without even noticing. So it could just be something like that. Remember that maybe this one was picked off the production line, or maybe it's defective, and that's what we saw. That's just how it works. So the head being the thing that I really want to focus on, because in my other video, that was the gripe, that was the big thing. So starting right off, these are correct. The Scrander looks good. The Scrander, I mean the powder, of course, looks good. And now maybe it's because this one isn't sunken in the whole way. Remember that you actually put the whole thing fully. It does not transform, it just goes in. Because you guys can see that the tips of the wing here are close to the tips of the actual head, while here they look to be exactly the same. So it could be that, it could be that it isn't pushed all the way down. Now, my big gripe is here. You see how this area here is completely solid, and then like the hole doesn't look perfect. Now that could be, again, that could be, at least here, it could just be because of the camera sucks. But as you guys can see, it's supposed to come down here, boom, and boom. Now it's not supposed to be one solid piece. It's not supposed to be fully attached. It's supposed to be there. So from the looks of it, it looks like maybe they changed that. Honestly, I don't know why they would change that. But okay, the other thing is that you can see that this part here doesn't look sharp. Again, it could just be the pixel binding, it could just be any of that. Same goes for here, because it's supposed to go down and straight up. And it looks like they might have fused, at least here, it looks like they might have fused the horns, which I would find that really weird. They did that. I don't think they did that. I think it's just this image that's really bad. But again, you can see how dark the face here and how dark it is in this one, because it's supposed to be like that. Remember, it is gonna have painted eyes, but unless you have the lights on, maybe it won't look that good, but that remains to be seen. The heatsink, the pattern of the heatsink, looks the same pattern. At least the pattern on the inside, the pattern on the outside here looks the same. This part looks the same, so that at least looks the same. Now here, the chest, you can see that this part here looks flat, right? And I know what you're saying, Zero, it looks flat. The reason is this. You guys can see how it has the curve. It has the curve, it's just that you can't see it. That's all. And you can see here and here, oh yeah, that is supposed to look like that. So this guy, like here, you see how it goes here, ridge here, ridge here, ridge here, and then you see it here and you're like, what? Ridge where? Like this one, which is this one? Yeah, it's because of the lighting. Because the lighting and the angle isn't good enough for it to be, you know, for you to be able to distinguish. And that's one of the things that they talked about when they did their video. The only video they have done on this thing is that, yeah, it's a bunch of black, so we have to mix the colors properly so you can notice the difference, like here and here, here and here. See? So it's one of those things that is very interesting, honestly, just because how technical it gets, and this is one of those things that you can get really right or really wrong. Now the neck, you can see that these little triangles are here, and you can see them here as well. Oh yeah, the other thing is that you can see the gold here for the ratchet joints, they're right there. But again, I just don't get why we can't see parts here. You should be able to see it. In fact, you don't even see the red. And we know that the red bubble here actually does come out a little bit. So let's move to the back, of course. And the back, pretty much spot on. Now, the thing is, remember that this one here is on a level playing field, and this one is being held by somebody's hand. So I know what you're gonna say, Zero. This part and this part are not the same. Yeah, from the looks of it. Remember that this is supposed to extend and go down. Now this is on the down, it's not extended, but you can see that this one is pretty much just as high as Mazinkaiser said. It's supposed to be like this. Now I'm gonna chuck this up to pretty much that the person is holding it up and the camera is lower, so it's gonna look taller than it should be. I'm gonna chuck that up to that, and let's move to the back of the wings, because this is where I have my gripe here. So as you guys can see, the wings are supposed to have 1, 2, 3, pretty much 3 little steps here, which is what it has here and what it has here. So this side actually has it, so that's perfect. But on this side, you can see that it still has it here, but not here. See how it's just 1, 2, and there it goes. You don't see the other step, but you do here. See? And that's weird. That's why I say this one could be a there's a bunch of reasons why this one could be defective, you know. You don't see those lines, and you see them perfectly here. And this thing is, I don't know if it's kind of tilted over, so maybe that's why. And the camera went like, nope, I don't want to pick that up. Maybe that's why. But you have this circle here, of course. You got the lines here, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Here are 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. So that matches up. So that looks good. Scrander itself looks pretty much the same, just besides the color. This part here, the engines, of course, it has the blue. You can see the blues. I know what you're gonna say. It doesn't look. You can't see the little exhaust here. This little part. Yeah, because we're seeing here this one from below, and this one we're seeing it kind of below, but not all the way. I know what you're gonna say. The shininess, obviously, the lighting, but you can see that this place here, this part here is pretty much perfect. This is pretty much perfect. Yeah, that's pretty perfect. And the gears here, this part here, sadly we can't see because it's supposed to have like little triangles, like little gears there, and you can't see them. This picture is not good enough, you know, for us to see that. So yeah, let's check out to that. Now you guys can see here this part, this other wind actually moves to the sides. Yeah, it does have the gold trim here. It does have the little circle here, but again, you can see it better on this side, and you cannot see it that good on this side. So that is one of those things that, hey, camera messed up on the looks of it. Camera messed up, a defect, whatever. You can chuck it up to any of those. But it does have one line here, one line here, and then it comes with the red, dark red that is here. Now this part here, I thought that maybe this looked weird first time I saw it, but no, it's actually correct. It's supposed to have this little line here that you see here. So that looks good. The shapes are nice. The shapes are pretty good. So far the back, pretty much perfect. You guys can see the joints here. See here. Here's the pattern of the back of the legs. Back of the legs, as you guys can see, is pretty much one by one. Is pretty much everything is there, and this back part here as well, which we haven't seen much. I'm guessing this has been speculation on my part that I think these parts are movable. They have a little bit of articulation here and there. The other thing is this. Do you see how this part here expands and it's not expanded here? Maybe that's a movable part that we just haven't seen. That's what I'm guessing, but I could be wrong about that. But so far the scrander looks pretty much perfect. Besides this and this parts here, looks great. Looks great. And maybe these little buttons here, or whatever you want to call them, those bolts there, look a little bit different. These ones look a little bit flatter, but remember, this isn't a good camera, and these ones look a lot rounder. And the cockpit looks the same. Cockpit, the AI, whatever you want to call it, the brain. So here's a closer look, and again, talking about those little ridges there, you see how the blurriness here doesn't let you see them, and as you guys can see here, pretty much there. Now you can see that the actual design here is little diamonds, and well, you can't really see them because it doesn't look that good. And you can see that there's another one here because, yeah, it's supposed to have another one. This one, the shadow just obscures it. But the joint here seems to be pretty much the same. besides this, which looks rounded, but again, could be just the pixel binded. It's supposed to be flat, well, kind of round and then flat here, so that could just be the camera, honestly. This is round, looks good. This looks good as well, has the shape. You can see that shape here, which is this one here. And so far, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So that's pretty much it. Like, there's some difference, of course, the biggest one being these parts here, which I hope is just pixel binding. I hope it's just the camera picking it up the wrong way. Same goes for this part here as well, you know, and this part, these. Oh yeah, I forgot, you can actually see the bolts here, these two right there. And remember, this Mazinkaiser is supposed to look clean, it's not supposed to look dirty. And yeah, this is gonna be something that, if you don't know the angles on video, on photos, and if you don't light it up properly, it's gonna end up looking like pretty much like this. So it's one of those things that, but I'm gonna say this, like I said, this could be a defective model. Maybe it is, and maybe it's not. We don't know that. The thing is that we're paying for $120 US, so it should be really close to this. I don't think Blitzway will make the mistake of not making it like that, because we have seen the Black Gather. Black Gather is pretty much perfect, and their Shin Gather, or at least what we saw from Tag Hobby, is pretty much perfect as well. Is pretty much what we're seeing here, you know. But obviously, stuff can change, and other thing is that, hey, maybe yours doesn't look as good. At least my opinion on it is this: if you bought it, if you're like me and you have a pre-order, wait for it to arrive, get it, and put it under good lighting, okay? Don't do the crappy thing of, oh, my phone, I'm gonna light it up with my phone. No, your phone light sucks. Okay, first of all, your phone light sucks. Go to the place where you get the most light, especially if it's during the daytime and you have a nice lit up room with windows. That's the place where you check. If you don't, it's nighttime or something like that, or your place doesn't have windows for some reason, you know, like Dan Vasquez's house, he recently got windows. That's what happened when you live in Brazil, bro. Atete batete Brazil, right? So, pretty much find the best light that you have. And again, don't use phone lights. Something good, and put it under it, and move the light around if you can move it around, so you can see the angles. So, I'm pretty sure if you do that and you take your best screen phone where you can see pretty much with the best pictures, which are these ones are for Blitzway themselves, compare them, you're gonna get this. It's gonna look like this. If you don't, then you're gonna be looking like these, and then you're gonna be going, man, this is potato. Yeah, this is a potato. And I say, you know, check it, make sure everything is good, check the articulation, check it head to toe, everything is working. And then when it comes to the batteries, the LR41s, check them, use them, keep them turned, let it turn on for an hour or two, you know, keep it there. And then, because sometimes those batteries, remember, if one of those batteries fails and they're not brand new, heck, even brand new ones can come with problems, and it doesn't light up, it's probably that, or if it looks too dim. The other thing, of course, after you do all that checkup, if you find anything, a scratch, anything that you say, hey, I don't like it because it came scratched up, something came broken, all that stuff, first thing you do, you hit up the store you bought it from, and you say, hey, I have this problem. You send them the photos, video, whatever they ask you, and ask for a new one, and they'll probably send you a new one. So that's how it goes. That's what you do. And the other thing is, if you haven't bought it, you're waiting for reviews. Wait for reviews. Make sure, like I said, make sure the person has a lot of poses, because if the person only has 1 or 2 poses, doesn't have good lighting, doesn't have a good camera, it's gonna look like this, and you're gonna be like, that's not 420 bucks worth it. No. And by the way, yes, I'm gonna brag about it. I'm gonna do not 1 pose, not 2 poses, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 10, not 20, not 50. Okay, I have, I don't want to give out the number. Let's just say 100 plus. Okay, 100 plus, and that's just the low, and I'm just lowballing it, by the way. And I gotta have all the angles, and of course I have a good fucking camera because I care about the quality of my videos. You guys are gonna see everything, and I have a rotating base that can handle the weight and actually spin it around pretty good. So you guys are gonna see every single angle, and I have good lighting as well. You guys are gonna see every single angle of this guy. Every single angle of it. And I'm doing poses from everything from freaking the original Mazinkaiser series all the way to freaking promotional images that people have rarely seen on this guy. Okay? Stuff that you're like, that was at the back of the milk carton? Yes, it was. So, release date, again, could be this month, later this month, but it could also be delayed as well, so we don't know. We don't know that. The only thing that we haven't seen here, at least in this picture, is the Journal of Darkness, and remember, Journal of Darkness is gonna be the one that comes with it. Well, it's the diorama base, but it's also the display stand, just like they did with Shin Getter 1. Same thing. Shin Getter 1 has the invaders, has a little, you know, a metal articulated arm that goes into the invader base. The same thing with this guy, it just goes into the General Darkness. So yeah, if you guys want an honest review on it, I'm gonna be doing it. Trust me, people hate me because I freaking took the S.H.Figuarts Berserker Passion armor, and I went like, okay, let's see how it works. Oh, it snapped off. Okay, this is fucking bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, the figure doesn't work. Yeah. So, yeah, it has put a few people off, but hey, when you're buying these things, they're expensive. You want them to be perfect. And the thing is that Blitzway isn't paying me. They're not sending me any free shit. So I'm gonna be 100% honest here. You know, if something came broken on yours and it didn't come broken on mine, well, guess what? I can't say it because it didn't happen to mine, but it vice versa, right? So yeah, hopefully we get good ones. Hopefully nothing bad happens to them, because this is pretty much, when it comes to Mazinkaiser, this is gonna be the holy grail for a very long time. And I know some people are like, oh, why do you buy statues? First of all, statues are big. Second, they're expensive. Third, they only have one pose. Super robots are not for one pose. Super robots have many poses, and that's the cool thing about the super robots. You get them, you post them around, you have Shin Getter, you have Mazinkaiser next to it, you have Grandizer next to it, and guess what? You have something that hasn't happened in a lot of freaking games, and in a lot of the anime that hasn't happened, and you can only do that where on your desk with figures. Because trust me, you get Mazinkaiser in this pose and you're like, oh yeah, it looks awesome, it looks awesome, looks awesome, looks awesome, and then and then you keep seeing the statue in that pose, and then you have Shingetter in another pose, and you're like, oh, Shingetter's doing the beam, gather beam, but Mazinkaiser is just there. I want him to be doing his press fire. And then you have to spend another, I don't know, $1,000 for another statue just to have that. When it comes to a figure, you just go, okay, boop, 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 boop. Put it here, put this here, move this there, stand, boom, it's done. There you go. You have it. You didn't have to spend a single time. That's why I prefer figures over freaking statues any day. And the thing is, like, the sizes, you know, this guy's 12 inches tall, but I mean, it's just, to me, you can work with a figure a lot more than you can with a statue. You just have to, like, if I were to buy one of those Prime 1 Studio statues, like, I have room for maybe 1 or 2, and that's it. It's over, you know. So yeah, but again, make sure everything's okay. Don't sweat it. I honestly don't sweat these images here. Take them with a grain of salt. Calm down. Don't go screaming. It does not look perfect. Wait for reviews. Wait for better images. I know Blitzway hasn't been 100%, how you say this, honest with us, transparent with us, but give them the benefit of the doubt. Until now, from what I have seen, they haven't let anybody down. So let's see what they can do. So take everything with a grain of salt. Just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Wait, we'll see. Like I said, I will have a review on it, and if you guys are waiting for that, once I get it, because right now I don't have anything solid. Yeah. But I hope by the end of this month, or by the mid of this month, to get an answer, you know, to see that, hey, your Blitzway Mazinkaiser has been charged and is ready to ship, and I go like, yeah, there it goes, $420 down the drain, let's go. And finally, you know, should get it in 3 days, honestly. But we'll see. Oh man, the shipping. That's gonna be $100 easy. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this has been pretty long, but hey, I have to be honest with you guys. I've been covering this thing since first showed it. So see you guys next time.